Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. Today, we are discussing an exceptionally early Rolex Oyster Perpetual Day-Date double quickset generation. This is a high R serial number, so approximately 1988, and above all, it's a Tridor. It is the 18239BIC. We'll talk about what that means in a moment, but let's talk about dimensions. Familiar for Day-Date fans. 36 millimeters in diameter, it's 11.9 millimeters thick. It is 43.8 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. That's just the case. End link to end link. If we take the President bracelet, the total distance across the wrist is 48.1 millimeters. Everything about this watch is in stunning condition. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see it being fairly compact. Today, as of 2022, this is now a unisex watch. A man could wear this, a woman could wear it, but it makes an impact. With the combination of multiple golds and diamonds and the Rolex name, this is an iconic piece, but be prepared to field questions. This is a watch that draws a lot of interest and attention. And you can see it is thin enough to fit underneath the dress cuff. Fascinating thing. I measured a watch built in 1987 from the previous generation, also a Tridor, also a Day-Date, and it was 12.5 millimeters thick with the caliber 3055. Here, with caliber 3155, the watch is 11.9, so there's 0.6 of a millimeter difference between the two Day-Date generations, separated by that one model year, 87 to 88. Okay, the Tridor, some explaining. It is literally 3 different golds, co-molded. It's not that this watch is white gold or that the bezel is yellow gold, though they are. It's that the center links of the bracelet are literally forged together, so you have white gold in the center, flanked by yellow gold, flanked by rose gold, flanked by white gold links. This was incredibly expensive because the pricing started at the level of a white gold Rolex Day-Date, and then you paid a premium on top of that for the Tridor. The name Tridor, literally 3 golds en français, a very rare watch that was born with the single quickset generation of the Day-Date in 1977 and continued after 1988 to about 2000 with the first generation double quickset. So this is a watch that, though in the catalog as a variant for a long time, was very rarely ordered. The Tridors are super scarce. Now the watch has a President bracelet, and this design was born with the original Day-Date in 1956. So while the watch is often nicknamed the Rolex President or Presidential, properly speaking, it has always been the Day-Date. The bracelet, however, is properly the Rolex President bracelet. Of course, if you want to know why the watch was nicknamed President, usually because of the famous and occasionally infamous people who wore them. So the bracelet has a conforming end link to better join it to the case. It's a seamless look. There's no gap between them. Then there's a taper to the bracelet. You have those Tridor center links, which are satinated, but so are the flanking links. You can see this generation of Day-Date featured satin finished outer faces. Removable links are fixed by screws, and back at the time, we had a snap shut friction fit clasp, and it is a crown clasp, so the only obvious point of partition between the two sides is that 5-point coronet, and that's how you know where to pull. So that is called the crown clasp inside the President bracelet. The watch is in great shape. Screw down crown, twin lock. You know it's a twin lock in gold because it has 2 dots on it. Rolex crowns all have symbology to let you know what type they are and what material they are. The watch was 100 meters when new. It probably wouldn't push those limits today, as this is, of course, a late 80s vintage reference. Appreciate that the case flank and the lug hoods have a super sharp crease between them. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see that both lugs are shapely and symmetrical, that they're full, that all of the metal is still present, and then that you have that sharp break between the polished side and the satin top. First generation single quickset Day-Dates, and then really there was only one generation of single quickset, and then first generation double quickset Day-Dates feature satin on the lug top and then polish on the flank. That would go away in 2000 with the second generation double quickset. The bezel is in fantastic shape. It looks almost as though it has never been worn. Usually this is the component that shows marks of age and wear and refinishing. This one twinkles like a cut gem, as sharp as the day it left the factory. For that matter, there's very little play in the President bracelet. It has only the slightest feel of age to it. It feels as though it's substantially 90 to 95% as intact as it was the day it left Geneva, and that's a good thing because Rolex bracelets from the 80s tend to stretch a lot. This one feels outstanding, very sharp, very solid. It has decades of service left in it. Now, taking a quick look at the dial, there's a lot to love. There's a metallic blue sunburst base, then we have little brilliant cut gems. They're quite special. If you take a close look at each gem, you can see that it's a hybrid of a faceted white gold base that looks like a gem, and then you have the brilliant cut gem seated on top of that white gold base, with the notable exceptions of baguette gems at 6 and 9. The watch has a gorgeous original tritium patina, and this truly is as good as it gets. You could see that everything is intact, T-signed dial. We have white gold crown, white gold indices underneath the diamonds, white gold hands, all of this to resist tarnish or discoloration over time. Taking a quick look, you could see that the hands and the dial both are original factory tritium. Sometimes these have service luminova hands. Everything here is intact and original. Now, the watch is a double quickset, which means it's caliber 3155. That was the first generation double quickset launched in 1988. The watch is beautifully made, and as you can see, it has subsidiary setting modes. You have a hacking or stop seconds function. Then you also have the double quickset, and here it is. By the way, take note of that lovely open 6. Here is how you set the date. We have open 9s too. And here is how you set the day. And the date will just stay static as you cycle through the days. That is double quickset. Pull the crown out, hacking seconds, inside caliber 3155. Automatic winding with bidirectional winding action, 48-hour power reserve. It is a COSC Swiss chronometer adjusted in 5 positions, beats 8 times per second, pivots on 31 joules, and it has an overcoil hairspring made by hand to help the watch ace that chronometer test. It features a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance for shock tolerance. It's basically the heart of a Rolex Submariner in terms of toughness and accuracy, but with the day and the date and the double quickset functionality added, there is a lot to love. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this double quickset Rolex Tridor.